shopping Ross like that.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody.
Vengo en busca de respuestas con el manojo lleno y vengo como un libro abierto, ansiosa de aprender la historia no contada de nuestros ancestros, con el viento que dejaron los abuelos y que vive en cada pensamiento de esta amada tierra. Quien sabe cuidarlo es quien de verdad la quiera. Vengo para mirar de nuevo, para ver lo cierto y despertar el ojo ciego, sin miedo. Tú y yo descolonicemos lo que nos enseñaron con nuestro pelo negro.
Starting at the young start. Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. And with the road trip approaching, the Heat will play their final game of their homestand. Last time in Oakland, they had lost to the Warriors.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
I agree with you. I mean, it was a tough game played in a tough environment on the road, and they were in it right until the bitter end, so that's good stuff.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Barnes and Green are the forward set. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Bogut, and at the pivot spot, man in the middle. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Green against Barnes. Dang passes to Dragic, and he gets it to go. And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash, who had his struggles early in his career. Now the game is kind of slowed down for him. He's not forcing as much, and it has certainly paid off. And here are the Warriors now. Curry dishes to Green. Outside for Curry. Bogut with it. He's picked up by Dang. Golden State moving the ball around. On its way from Curry for two. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Kicks to Wade. Stoudemire setting the pick for Wade. On the wing, Green. Thompson with the rebound.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Curry kicks to Bogut. Thompson outside. To the middle. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Thompson's got his first bucket in this one. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Stoudemire with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Barnes against Dragic. Thompson outside. Now here is Bogut. Guarded closely. Outside Curry. Jacks up a three. And he gets it to go. Curry's got 7 points in the game.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry. That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
It's stolen by Dragic. Now here's Dragic, the fast break opportunity. On the wing, Green. And there's the ball on Klay Thompson. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Heat. Whiteside comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And Winslow subbed in for Green. The Warriors also with a sub. Spates checked in for Andrew Bogut. Deng can't get it to go. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Deng. Richardson comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Udrich in for Goran Dragic. Richardson the pass to McRoberts. And it's sent back by Spates.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here's Winslow. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Indiana.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game. You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Rush. He averages about 5 points a game. Iguodala wide open from outside off the mark.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
Here's Barbosa, and the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Livingston dishes to Spates. Iguodala, that's a 2-pointer. Again, Iguodala missing.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And Udrich kicks to Winslow. And the Heat, another three.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Livingston passes to Iguodala. Now the dish to Rush. Beyond the arc. Miami grabs the miss. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, and they were up in the air an awful lot in that paint area, getting their hands on shots, a lot of them, but if they didn't block them or touch them, they actually changed them.
Now, here's Whiteside. Against Indiana, he was really on his game.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Spates. Golden State moving the ball around. Out to the right wing. Iguodala outside. Lets it go. Again, Iguodala missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch.
Give it up for
Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his
Anywhere 5-6 feet.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look? Steph Curry, tough to guard, might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Kerr is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Winslow is out there with Dang, and it's Stoudemire in at the center, filling out the middle. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala.
And let's take a moment to look at some stats for Andrew Bogut. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's getting around 4 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And his defensive presence inside, not to be overlooked. He builds a wall around the basket.
You know, over this last whole stretch of games, I mean, he's been shutting down the lane with absolute authority.
The Heat making a switch here. Green's checked in. Barnes kicks to Green. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Barnes. Launches a 3, and he gets it to go.
Harrison Barnes.
And it's a 4-point Warrior lead.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them. You know, the Warriors took some flack when they passed on the chance to trade for Kevin Love, but I really think that the rise of Draymond Green as their stretch four-man made the decision even better and also kept their cap situation far more flexible.
Dang, a screen on Curry. Curry brings the double. Dragic dishes to Dang. Stoudemire outside. 4 on the clock.
Once in a while, you have these kinds of games, I mean, where nothing is going your way. Nothing's working for them. They need to keep their heads in that situation. Just continue to play and try to work themselves out of it with good effort and concentration.
And Draymond Green won't give you the superstar numbers of a Kevin Love, but he's got a deceptive impact, Clark, at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I call him a value utility guy because he does a little bit of everything that brings value to your quest to win. His shooting has steadily gotten better, and while he's not an all-star yet, the sum of his total contributions on the floor, impressive.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
To the right side. To the inside. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Green's got his first points of the night. Look at the last game for the Golden